Being with the Pirates has been very good for A.J. this season, and they're looking for the 35-year-old veteran to get them a series win here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, when we look back and the Pirates acquired A.J. Burnett, we expected him to be kind of the headliner, the anchor guy, if you will, for this rotation. He has not disappointed. A 9-game winning streak where the Pirates are getting their bats together. So he has been everything that the Pirates wanted him to be and more, I think, at this particular point. So you look at him, what he's done here, not only in this ballpark, but kind of the guy you want to anchor a rotation no matter where you take this ball club. He has been as advertised.
Pirates hope to use the bats tonight against Carlos Zambrano. Our key matchups of the day brought to you by Day Automotive. Pedro Alvarez, good numbers. Garrett Jones, a couple of home runs. And Andrew McCutchen, 5 out of 11, hitting .455 against the guy they call Big Z.
Yeah, the numbers don't always lie, and these numbers look pretty dazzling for the Pirates to be set up for a good situation tonight. But keep in mind what Paul was saying, 8-1 Zambrano against the Bucks in this ballpark. He will be a handful. You got to get to him. Hope that may implode a little bit, but he's been pretty much a model citizen. By the way, 24 career home runs for Zambrano.
Yeah, that's pretty good, too. Best since Bob Gibson retired in 1975. The bats look to keep going tonight. The hits keep on coming. Pedro Alvarez and Neil Walker had home runs last night. The Pirates looking to beat the Fish here at PNC Park in Game 2. Rallying around Pop Stargell, who had his own U.S. postage stamp unveiled today. Pirates looking for a series win as we get set for Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. The Miami Marlins and your Pittsburgh Pirates. Neil Walker, 26 hits this month, second in the major leagues, behind only his teammate Andrew McCutchen. And folks lining up several deep on the rotunda. Sellout crowd expected tonight at PNC Park to see the Bucks, who are 12 games over 500, a season high. Ozzie Guillen's lineup for Miami. Reyes leading off, and Emilio Bonifacio, 5 out of 18 on the current road trip. A couple of steals in last night's games. Got a couple of extra base hits as well than Carlos Lee. Morrison, Ruggiano, Dobbs at third base again tonight. Omar Infante at second. The catcher John Buck bats 8th. And the switch hitting pitcher Carlos Zambrano bats 9th. And A.J. Burnett, the former Marlin, makes just his second start against his original major league team.
Yep, 17th start for A.J. Burnett. Little bump in the road last time out against Milwaukee, but coming off a 9-game winning streak. He has been absolutely everything the Pirates would hope that he would be. And he goes for win number 11. And he's going to do it and try to do it in front of a ton of people.
Guys behind him trying to help him out in the field. Alex Presley is the left fielder. Andrew McCutchen in center. Garrett Jones back in right field. Alvarez and Barmes on the left side. Walker and McGee on the right side of the infield. And Rod Barajas completes the battery with A.J. Burnett. Clint Barmes continues to throw some good defense out there, and also had a key RBI in the ball game, coming up with a couple of key hits in recent games. But Barmes' glove still doing the job. We're getting set to get this one underway. Huge crowd on hand. Should be the second straight sellout here this weekend. The Pirates look to gain on Cincinnati, who play Milwaukee at home a little bit later. First pitch of the ball game to Jose Reyes, and we are underway at PNC Park.
Yep, and A.J. Burnett has asked me to remind you that those numbers we showed you about his season so far brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. So he's ready to go with a 1-0.
Reyes pops it up left side. Alvarez will give way to Barmes, who will make the catch in foul territory for the first out of the ball game. How about tonight's Rivers Casino tips to win?
Well, a lot of study put into this one. Our Z is better than their Z. The Zoltan and Zambrano. Yeah, I'll pick our Z. Catch and release the fish. Simple as that. There she blows. Another one leaves the yard. The Pirates got to keep hitting the ball over the fence. That'll work.
Pirates with 103 home runs as a team last season. The entire season they had 107. Emilio Bonifacio, the speedster. Here's a guy we need to keep off the bases.
Well, when you consider the Miami Marlins, it's not a power-laden team. This is a running team. They lead all Major League Baseball in stolen bases, so no free passes. Even though A.J. did not win against Milwaukee last time out, he did not walk a batter. That would play very strongly into this ball game if he can avoid any free passes tonight.
Strike 2 to Bonifacio.
By the way, that streak, 9 in a row, started on May 19th. He didn't lose again till last time out, July 15th. 2 months worth of real good stuff.
A.J.'s 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bonifacio. Bonifacio had a hit in his first at bat. Promptly stole second, stole third, and scored on a ground ball out by Carlos Lee. The Majestic sailing by. Notice the boats got new paint jobs while we were on the road.
Yeah, how about that? It's pretty spiffy for their summer work. By the way, we should be in good shape because career-wise, our guy has one more career win than their guy. A.J. has won 131 Major League games and Brandon 130. So, I mean, it should be easy. Right.
It's not that easy, is it, Steve?
No, it's not. Not when you consider Zambrano's record in this yard, 8-1 at PNC Park against the Pirates.
1-2. Inside 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And we'll get more into Zambrano when he gets out there to take the mound, but he doesn't give up many home runs. So if you want to keep those long balls going, you're probably going to have to go downstairs and involve a little lift.
Ground ball toward the middle, past Barmes into center field. Bonifacio with a base hit, and now the stolen base will come into play. Opposing base runners are 20 for 20 in stolen base attempts when A.J. Burnett is on the hill. So Bonifacio certainly is aware of that, and more than likely he'll be taking off shortly with Carlos Lee, an RBI guy, at the plate. Probably going to let him get a pitch or two to take off.
Yeah, well, it's common knowledge. I mean, they know that about A.J. A.J. knows that about A.J. So you hope if they do some running, it's in situations where it doesn't involve the outcome of the ball game. Because there are a lot of, you made a good point before with the game we were talking, there are a lot of stolen bases that are meaningless. So let's hope the ones that they may or may not get are in that category. Good lead.
A strike to Carlos Lee. Well, the ones that become meaningless are the ones that get left on base. And over the last 3 games, the Marlins as a team are just 1 for 23 with runners in scoring position. So a number of those stolen bases were left out there.
Last night they had opportunities to tie the ball game twice.
There goes Bonifacio, and he'll be in with his 25th steal.
And what happens sometimes too, you get in a situation where you know the guy's going to run, you know you got to be quick, and you just hurry everything. And that might have been the case for Rod Barajas. Not that he had much of a chance anyway. You try to be maybe a little quicker than usual. That exchange between the glove and the hand, and that can happen. So again, it's nothing alarming. AJ knows that this is going to happen, so you work around it and hope it doesn't burn you.
Forces Bonifacio back to the bag with that 25th steal. Emilio Bonifacio has moved into a 3rd place tie with Tony Campana of the Cubs. Michael Bourne of the Braves has 26 steals. He's 2nd. Dee Gordon of the Dodgers leads the National League with 30. Breaking ball for a called strike.
How about the big man, Mr. Carlos Lee, striking out twice last night? One of the tougher guys to strike out in the National League.
Well, just about every 13 at bats, he will strike out. He's the hardest man to fan in the National League, but on back-to-back at bats last night, he went down swinging. Kevin Correa got him. 1-2. Little tapper to the right side of the mound. AJ will toss him out for out number 2. Moving down to 3rd base, Bonifacio.
So here he is at 3rd base. We were talking last night about opportunities. The Pirates won the game by 1 run twice in the 7th and the 9th. They had runners on 1st and 3rd and could not convert. So it adds to the miseries of runners in scoring position.
So 1 for their last 24 with runners in scoring position. And if they get Morrison here, they'll be 1 for the last 25. Well, Logan Morrison, the left fielder, a .242 batter. He has 11 homers, 36 runs batted in. Morrison had a hit and 4 trips in game 1 last night. Morrison will take inside, ball 1. The Marlins start the night 44 and 49. As far as the National League East, 10 games behind Washington, but Washington dropped the first game of a doubleheader to Atlanta today, 4-0, and they're losing 2-0 in the first inning of game 2. So they can gain some ground on the division leader without doing anything.
Peel down at 3rd base. He said he didn't go. And talk about the miseries of the Marlins. Tough on the road recently, 4-11 in the last 15 games, and currently 1-3 on this road trip. Away from South Florida. Been a struggle here recently. Ozzie Guillen's team. Talk about 2 interesting personalities in the same uniform, Ozzie Guillen and Carlos Zambrano.
Burnett's 2-0. It's in for a called strike. AJ gets back in the count, 2-1. Bonifacio 1-out single, stole 2nd, went down to 3rd on the ground out by Carlos Lee. Pirates trying to keep the Marlins off the board. They went down 2-0 in the first inning last night. Reyes had a leadoff home run. And this is a little looper to Clint Barmes. Nothing across for the Marlins. A.J. Burnett hangs a 0 in the top of the first inning at PNC Park. Of Miller Coors, tonight's fan of the game, who delivered tonight's lineup card. Got right in the middle of it. The umpires. Way to go, Dave. Thank you. Bottom of the first inning, Clint Hurdle sends out this lineup. Alex Presley will lead off. The lineup brought to you by Toyota. Neil Walker, last 10 home games, hitting .447. He has hit in each of his last 10 home games, driving in 10 runs, 9 extra base hits. McCutchen and Jones in the cleanup spot, then McGee. Pedro Alvarez at third base. Ron Barajas back behind the plate. Harness and A.J. Burnett getting set to face Carlos Zambrano.
The big man, 6'4", 276 pounds from Carabobo, Venezuela, making his 301st career start. 300 major league starts. This guy's been around, and he's been good.
First pitch to Presley, in for a strike.
You see Carlo taking a page out of Ryan Dempster's book in terms of wiggling that glove around, perhaps to disguise and not prevent him from giving any pitches away.
Here we go. We appeal down to Mark Wegner.
He's already upset. Now, the reports are that he's been a model citizen, gotten his act together. 5-7 on the year. 19th start. Had a shutout earlier against the Houston Astros back in May.
On the corner at the knees for a strike.
And there's no reason to start wiggling that glove around unless you've got some ideas that people are picking some of your pitches up. So you wouldn't start that unless there was some substance to that. So he's trying to do that. You don't want people knowing what you're going to be throwing.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Presley. Presley trying to get a man aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
Zambrano was a winner last time out against the Nationals. Their only win on this trip.
Presley pulls this one just foul. She made a good play, huh? Early in the ball game.
They all do.
Figure you get surprised sometimes the first batter of the game.
They can pick it.
They do have the best fielding ball persons
good hands.
We've seen around baseball.
Good hands, people.
2-2 to Presley. That's way outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Told you that Zambrano over his career has done a good job keeping the ball in the ballpark. 9 home runs and 18 starts before this work tonight. Ranked among the leaders in that category.
Alex hanging tough.
Longtime Chicago Cub. Drafted free agent 1997. Came over after the year last year. There were 6 years in a row where he had double-figure win seasons with the Cubs. Very consistent.
Payoff pitch coming to Presley. And this one pulled foul. Yeah, January 4th was the day for Zambrano. He had his ups and downs with the Cubs. And that was the day he was acquired by the Marlins for cash considerations, with cash, in exchange for Chris Bolstad. And at the time seemed like a very big acquisition. It may prove to be a big acquisition over a little bit of time for the Marlins. 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4, and the Pirates with a base runner. Ozzie Guillen's Marlins defensively line up this way with Logan Morrison in left field. Emilio Bonifacio in center. Justin Ruggiano is the right fielder. Greg Dobbs at third. Hanley Ramirez out with a hand infection. Reyes the shortstop, and Fonte and Lee on the right side with John Buck doing the catching. So Dobbs gets another start at third. Hanley Ramirez, prior to the All-Star break in St. Louis, a little bit upset at one of his at-bats. Reportedly came back to the dugout and used one of the cooling fans in the dugout as a punching bag and sliced his hand. Needed a couple of stitches and was recently treated again as early as yesterday, as late as yesterday, I should say, for an infection that kept him out of last night's ball game. He did manage to pinch run in the game, but did not play at all defensively. Didn't have any at bats.
You got to treat your fans better than that.
Especially the ones keeping you cool.
Yeah, your human ones.
Walker down the left field line. That's a hit. 11 straight at home for Neil. Presley into third. Into second base is Walker safely.
And it looked like Neal saw the throw coming in and perhaps slid to the other side of the base because that was going to be a very close play. They had a chance to get him at second. No argument from the Fish. And the Pirates set up shop. Just off the glove perhaps of Dodds. He might have got a piece of it, but it got out on that thick grass and no problem for Presley to get to third. Here's how close Dobbs comes to it. Just under the glove. And the Pirates are off to the races. Neil Walker on fire.
Amazing work for Neal here in July. That's his 27th hit this month. And the only guy in the major leagues with more hits is at the plate. Andrew McCutchen has 28 hits this month. Also hitting .500 here in the month of July. He was the player of the month in June. And he's won player of the week the first 2 weeks of July.
Yeah, too bad, Neil. You picked the wrong month to get hot.
Major league leading .372 average. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andrew McCutchen. 2 ducks on the pond after Walker's 22nd double this season. Presley at third following the leadoff walk. Nobody out, second and third. And Zambrano getting his sign from Buck. McCutchen pops it back and on to play 1 and 2.
At one time, Carlos Zambrano was just a real power guy. As you take a look at these Triple Crown stats and rankings.
Barrel Automotive driven to be better.
It's impressive stuff. Impressive stuff.
Well, he's dropped down to 4th in RBIs, but it's not all that far in back of Carlos Beltran, the leader. Beltran of St. Louis with 67. So McCutchen just 4 back. And Zambrano ready to go. Oh, he struck him out.
Went inside, kind of tied Andrew up. And you might wonder why he just didn't go ahead and walk Andrew McCutchen. Well, it's the first inning, and you just don't want to set up shop for a massive inning. He went down, and then Zambrano is starting to say, not the fireball he used to be when he's striking out more than 200 per season, but he still knows what he's doing and made a real terrific pitch on Andrew there. Used to throw well over 90. I mean, up in the mid 90s. Now he's 89, 90 miles an hour, but not won 130 games without having a feel for what it's like to work out on that mound.
Garrett Jones takes outside ball 1. Jones has had some success against Zambrano in the past. Hitting .429 against him. He has 2 home runs and 14 at bats. 6 out of 14. 2 bombs, and Zambrano struck him out 3 times. 2 on and 1 out. A 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Zambrano in his last outing against Washington, as you alluded to earlier, pretty good. He did induce 4 double plays in that game. 2 on ground balls, 2 on line drives. Kept the ball down.
That'll clean it up for sure.
One thing he has struggled with at times has been the walk. Usually they come in bunches.
Being real careful with Garrett now with the base open.
Jones, ground ball to the right side. Pirates are going to take the lead. Presley scores for Jones, his 42nd RBI. And the Battling Bucks strike first. 1-0.
Get on the board. Get on the board and then add on. It's not a bad plan. I thought that Zambrano, after 1 out, would possibly set up the double play and work around Garrett Jones. He went 2-0 on him, but then Garrett was able to get the ball, get the bat on the ball and get the run in because Casey McGee, right-handed batter, but Carlos decided that he was going to pitch to him and cost him a run.
McGee hitting .244. 8 home runs. And a chance for a 2-out RBI with Walker, the runner, at third. He takes a strike. Walker remains red hot. The 0-1 coming to Casey McGee. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Decent numbers for McGee against Zambrano. He's faced him 22 times. .318 average. Does have a home run. One of his 7 hits against Zambrano left the yard. Two and 1.
This is the kind of situation that you pick this run up with 2 outs and things have settled down a good bit. that's a real bonus, and that gets under the skin of a pitcher. Now he's got a chance to get out of this with minimal damage after a walk and a double, setting things up for McCutchen, Jones, and McGee. He's got a chance to get away with just one run, having been scored on.
McGee hits this one in the air to right center field. Bonifacio calling for it. Pirates will end up getting a run on a hit and leave a man. And after a full inning of play at sold out PNC Park, it's the Pirates 1, Marlins 0.
Here at PNC Park, and the former first baseman and Hall of Famer was actually honored before tonight's game, but this particular dedication was a little bit different. I can tell you that the former Bucco was honored with his own stamp. That's right, his widow Margaret and some family members were on hand tonight as Willie Stargell received his own 45-cent first-class stamp. In fact, guys, the stamp is not only available here at PNC Park tonight, but will soon be available, if not already, at a few post offices throughout the Pittsburgh area. So my question now is, Steve, where's your stamp?
I have not had the stamp of approval in the last 30 years. So I am going to go out and get some Willie Stargell stamps. That's pretty impressive, man.
Pretty cool.
That really is, and a wonderful commemoration of what Willie Stargell meant to a lot of people, just not in Pittsburgh. It's terrific.
There you go.
Unveiled in Cooperstown yesterday. Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, Larry Doby, and Willie Stargell, the stamps. And it's one of the highest honors you can have as an American citizen, is to be on a postage stamp.
Absolutely.
Justin Ruggiano, the right fielder, is at the plate right now. And she's got the pop shirt.
I had the honor of coming up through the minor leagues with Willie and spending 10 years on the field with him here at Forbes and Three Rivers. Just an honor to be around him for a long time.
Well, we had another unveiling of the stamp before the one on the field for the press earlier, and got to recognize Kent Tekulve. I mentioned you as well. You guys each recorded the final outs in those World Series that Willie was a member of in '71 and '79, and Ruggiano hits this one high, and it's a tie ball game. Just like that, Justin Ruggiano with his 7th home run. And one thing Burnett has not done this year is given up a lot of home runs. That's just the 9th home run he's given up. Last year with the Yankees, he gave up more than 30.
No, they didn't have to steal any bases to get on the board there. A lot of carry. It seems like a heavy evening, but the ball, sometimes people say in the high humidity the ball carries better. This one had enough carry to get over the Clemente wall, not by much, but doesn't have to clear by much.
A 1-1 game, back to square one. Greg Dobbs, ground ball to the right side, diving, stopped by Walker, throws him out. Circle that one.
Yep. Neil Walker plays it very well. Plays that position very well.
Walker's been charged with only one error since the 1st of June. He really is starting to be recognized as one of the more reliable second basemen around baseball.
You think of his career journey, catcher, third base, second base. He's quite an athlete, this young man.
Well, never once did he ever anticipate while he was catching in high school or a kid growing up that he'd be playing second base in the big leagues.
That's what what Bill Mazeroski's of the world do. Not Neil Walker from Pine Richland, and here he is, not only playing second base, but playing it pretty darn well.
And if things had gone a different way for him, he might have played tight end and baseball at Penn State. But Penn State wanted to put on 60 pounds, and he didn't think that was the way to go. There's a base hit up the middle. And Omar Infante has the third hit off of A.J. Burnett, second one this inning. One out, runner aboard for the Fish.
Just to get back to Stargell for a moment, you mentioned about World Series stuff. Willie had a miserable 1971 World Series, but he did a lot to get us there. 48 home runs, 125 RBIs. It was so good to see him get the Redeemer in '79, where he just tore it up. He helped get us there in '71, and he put it away in '79.
MVP of the '79 World Series, his final home run. He had 3 of them. His last home run was the decider. That was the one that allowed Kent Tekulve to go out there and get the final out. One out, one on. Throw over to first base. Infante back.
There's a vivid image by all Pirate fans of that last out in Baltimore with Willie Stargell, the '79 Pirates winning, and Willie throwing both hands up in the air and just heading on in.
Hitting 182. Had a couple of hits in last night's game. And a ground ball to short. Barmes charging. Flips to Walker for 1. There's 2. Ruggiano hits the equalizer with a leadoff home run. It's 1-1 after an inning and a half.
Yeah.
Let's go Bucks. That's a
this town is involved with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
They are. Let's take a look at our AGH injury update. Juan Cruz on the 15-day DL. Right shoulder inflammation. Evan Meek back in a Bucks uniform. Brought up from AAA today. That's your AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Juan now shut down for a couple of weeks as the Pirates try to get him healthy. He has had some issues and some soreness. And Clint Hurdle telling us earlier that tried to work through it. Started in Colorado. Right now they wanted to take care of the issue and get right. So in the meantime, Evan Meek has been brought back. Pedro Alvarez rips one into center field, a base hit. That is career hit number 199 for Pedro Alvarez.
Alvarez hit that ball very hard, but Zambrano almost picked it off. He actually looked in his glove after the ball went by. It was this close. Right there. Might have got a little piece of it off the end of the glove. First reaction, save your life. These things come through in a hurry and they hurt when they hit you.
Leadoff single for Pedro. Now Ron Barajas will face Carlos Zambrano. Zambrano, a three-time All-Star. He's got the second most strikeouts in Cubs history, behind only Fergie Jenkins. You mentioned when his velocity was up, striking out better than 200 a season.
Yep. During those years when he had that 6-year run of double-figure wins, I know at least 2 of them had over 200 strikeouts.
0-1 the count. Barajas fouls this one a long way out of plate on the right side. 0-2 to Rod. Ron Barajas, the father of 7, and he's got his boys with him at the ballpark these days. It's kind of neat to see the interaction with the other players, and kids get to come on the field a little bit before games. 0-2 coming. It's outside. Barajas using a Neil Walker bat, so he's hoping to get some hits here at home.
Oh, wait a minute. That's against the rules. You got a hot bat. You don't let anybody use it. What's this all about? Goodness.
That was a good catch by somebody. I wonder if Neil knows.
Well, it's hypocrisy on parade. I used to use Clementi's bat.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the biggest one. You know, there's more possibility of making contact.
How big was it?
It was 40 ounces.
40-ounce bat?
He and Sangy both swung a 40-ounce bat all summer. He wasn't particularly fond of me using it either. But most of the time, I didn't damage it.
Right at the third baseman, Dobbs, for the out. Barajas is out, and Barnes will be the hitter. A couple of winters ago, I was in Provo, Utah. Went to visit Vern Law at his home. Showed me the bat he used in the '60 World Series. He's got it in a bat rack in his basement. It was a little heavy.
I bet it was.
He hit 300 something in that World Series.
He's a big man, a strong man.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And a good, very good hitter.
The Deacon.
Privileged too. Played with him as a teammate, and then he was my pitching coach later on. Probably one of the finest men that ever passed through the city of Pittsburgh. Very long.
Comes the 0-1. And an interesting thing too, he's got his Cy Young and his Lou Gehrig awards up on the wall.
Yep.
At the urging of his wife, because he had them in boxes under a bed for years. She wanted their grandchildren to know who their grandfather was. But all the awards, the Dapper Dans, all the local stuff, the cartoons from the papers, he's got it all up there, right? All around his Cy Young award. It's really neat. It's in the dirt, blocked by Buck.
I love the story of him pitching 17 innings one night. A friend comes in. Bob pitched 1 inning and got the win.
He wasn't going to give it back either.
Bob likes that story more than I do.
2-1. That's the count to Clint Barnes. Foul tip for a strike. And speaking of Bob Friend, watching a show today on Ron Santo, the late Ron Santo, going in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. So his first major league at bat was against the Pirates and Bob Friend, and he started him off with a curveball.
If I'm not mistaken, he got his first hits off Friend.
He did. There's a bouncer to Reyes. He'll go to second for 1. Back to first. It gets away. The Barnes is safe.
Infante with a quick pivot, but the errant throw. He is really fast with his hands at second base. ball is hit off the handle, so it takes a while to get to Reyes. He's going to give the feed to Infante. It was quick, the pivot, but the errant throw.
He had all day to make that throw. Fielder's choice will be the scoring for Barmes. No error on the play. They force out at second base, 6-4. Force out of Alvarez. 2 men out, 1 on. A.J. Burnett takes outside for a ball. A.J. hitting .069. He's got 2 hits and 29 at bats. It's a contrast in the way these pitchers hit. You got Burnett, who's not a heavy hitter, but Zambrano, who will lead off in the top half of the third, is a switch hitter. Prides himself on his hitter. Now Zambrano tipping the hat back, not too happy with things, falling behind 3-0. AJ doesn't need to use the bat right now. And he has walked him on 4 pitches.
Zambrano, that's one of his signatures. Carlos would tip that cap back and he's a little agitated.
Now he's having a meeting with himself. As again keeping a close eye on him.
Boy, you can make him pay right here. That's a mistake. What do they call them? Unforced errors.
.59 walks. Chasing Edinson Volquez of San Diego has got 70.
Look at that guy in the third position. You wouldn't expect that. Tim Lincecum. But
2.
pitched well the other night. Last time out, he had a good outing.
Presley will take a strike. First time up, Zambrano had a little bit of success finding that outside part of the plate about kneecap high against Dallas. Oh, 1. In the dirt. Presley sits safely in 3 of his 4 games since being reinstated off the 7-day concussion disabled list. When he scores a run, as he did in the first inning, the Pirates are 19-4.
Look, the numbers of the Pittsburgh Pirates at home, 30-14. Best home record in all of baseball. Better than the Yankees, who are next, 30-17. So, if you're going to win, let's win here. Why not? These fans deserve it, and they've been seeing some really good Pirate baseball this year.
They've come out in droves here this weekend.
It is so great to see this ballpark packed. It was made for a full house. Saturday night, watching your Bucks play a Major League Baseball game. Good stuff.
Outside 2-2. What a great scene.
That is. And said it all along. You give that this city a ball club, get it done.
Just saw Rob King with his kids Cooper and Schaefer. Rob's got a night off. What's he doing? He's at the ballpark.
He's at the yard. A lot of people in Pittsburgh.
Popped up. Foul ground and Dobbs to chase it. And the Pirates will strand 2. We played 2 full. Pirates 1. Miami 1.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go, Bucks.
Back at PNC Park with Dan Potash and Steve Blass. I'm Tim Neverett. We move to the third inning. Pirates and Marlins even at a run apiece. I hope to raise that when the ball game is over. Pirates looking to win this series. They won last night's game, coming from behind again to do it, 4-3. And he never gets his picture taken. That's the most shy bird I've ever seen.
Yep. Reluctant personality.
Look at that, and he can walk on the railings. Pretty talented. Here's Zambrano. Zambrano, switch hitter, batting left-handed against the right-hander Burnett. You don't see it often. Occasionally we'll see a switch hitting pitcher. 23 career home runs. And that's the most by a Cubs pitcher. And it's the most by any pitcher since Bob Gibson retired in 1975 with 24.
He's just barely out in front of Bob Walk in that pitcher's career power category.
No correction. He's got the one home run this year, so that'd be 24. So he's
just 23 ahead of Bob.
Yeah, just 23. And you, too. You forgot that, right?
Yep.
You and Bob finished with the same number.
We did.
Hit him in the same ballpark.
Yep.
Well, here's another thing.
But I hit mine against the wind, you know, the Windy City. Bob had that gale with him.
What was the barometric pressure that day? Do you remember? You don't remember much about that home run, do you?
No, it's very vague. Yep.
Very vague?
Very vague. You're not going to get me into that again.
I don't believe you. 2-2, and Zambrano down the left field line. Presley to chase it, and this ball is going to drop foul.
The great thing about a pitcher hitting one home run is you run down to first base and the coach says take a left. You know, you always peel back and go to the right and then back into your dugout.
And then you say, then what do I do?
Yeah, then
what do I do after that?
Yeah, go to second and just keep running into left field. It's fun. Trot around the bases. Bob and I had that thrill once each.
3-2 to Zambrano. Carlos Zambrano likes to swing. He's got a full count here. Does not take many walks. He has 10 walks in his career. And he swings at this one and pops it up. Farm is chasing, but Presley will come in and take it for the out. Tomorrow the Pirates battle the Marlins again in the finale of the series, 1:35. All fans get a Pirates visor thanks to the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. And come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after. Kids get to run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. For tickets, visit pirates.com. All fans getting the visor. He's got his headgear for tonight, but no visor for tomorrow.
By the way, nicely modeled by Michael McHenry, who I saw signing a lot of autographs after that ball game last night. It's always good to see. A lot of Pirates doing a lot of that stuff. Saw Michael engaged last night in that activity.
He certainly appreciates his position right now. Understands their role. Jose Reyes down to Walker. Stays down on it. Throws him out. 2 gone. And Reyes is 0 for 2. Reyes had a good night last night. 3 out of 4 with a home run, but starts off 0 for 2 here tonight.
Happy haircut for Neil Walker. Saw that line under the cap. So wife got him out to the barber shop today, probably.
I was told that
it's been a while for AJ.
Yesterday's visit.
Oh, yesterday. Yesterday got the haircut.
Research staff handed us a note.
They're on it. They're on it. Well, you get a lot of those guys hanging around barber shops.
I went to one today, and everybody in there that worked there had a Pirate shirt on.
All right. How about that?
Yeah. All had Bucco gear on today. 1-0 to Bonifacio. 2 balls, no strikes. Bonifacio base hit, was stranded at third base in the first inning after he stole his 25th base of the season.
A chance for AJ to have one of those nice 1-2-3 innings. Certainly don't want to put these Marlins on the base paths because they'll run. Keep them on the base paths, they're going to have to earn their offense. And they're not going to outslug you all that often.
Well, they lead the majors in stolen bases with 93. San Diego's next with 82. Bonifacio now with an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 93rd in the first inning for Bonifacio.
Batting average 3rd lowest in the National League.
And Bonifacio will take that one low. They get an appeal, and Mark Wegner says he didn't go. So the count is full, 3-2.
Busy time for Mark Wegner. Several appeals. Dale Scott calling the balls and strikes. He's the crew chief. Mark on third base.
Payoff pitch. Do it again. Bonifacio's had some good success against the Pirates since the beginning of last season, hitting .342 against the Bucs. Had a left thumb injury, sprained it on the 18th of May at Cleveland, had to have surgery a week later. Ended up missing 46 games. When he gets on base, he'll put a sleeve on the hand that the thumb was injured, so it doesn't re-injure its sliding. And a free pass with 2 outs. Well, wrong guy to walk. He's got the sleeve on the left hand to protect that thumb, and he will slide head first. Can wreak havoc with the thumb. Jam it. Bonifacio at first base and Carlos Lee at home plate. If you're in the 4th row, that would look what Lee would look like to you.
Yep.
Like running around with a mitten on.
I'm going to say, we're getting close to football season. That's what those offensive linemen, those clubs they have on their hands. That's we don't see that much. You don't see AJ Burnett thrown over first base all that much. You're from New England. Looks like a lobster claw.
It does. Just a little. Wrong color though. There goes Bonifacio, and the ball grounded to the left side. Alvarez picks it up, fires on to first, and Lee is out. The one man stranded. At the end of 2.5, A.J. Burnett and the Bucs tied with Miami. the third inning coming up. You can follow the Pirates with the MLB.com At-Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at-bat to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details.
Oh, that's Pirate regalia right there. Let's say, all in. All in. They're all in.
You got it. Neil Walker will lead off here in the third. Takes ball one. Ryan Ludwig has a home run, his 15th of the year, to help Cincinnati out to a 4-0 lead over Milwaukee. Bronson Arroyo pitching for the Reds tonight against Giovanni Gallardo of the Brewers.
Why didn't Ludwig do that stuff for us last year?
I don't know, but he hit 2 against us in Cincinnati in a game. He's been hitting some key homers, and he's piling them up for the Reds. 1-1 to Neal.
We're going to fool around and have a little sunshine here if we're not careful.
That looks nice.
Over on that side. Over on that side. We got a little balance.
What a great backdrop.
There's your skyline.
Just see it every day and never take it for granted. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's no other scenery like it in baseball. There's some nice parks, don't get me wrong.
Yep. But you either have this or you don't.
Yeah,
you can't build that.
Nobody else has it. Walker to center field. Bonifacio drifting back a few steps. Makes the catch, and there is 1 out of the Pirates' half of the third inning. Carlos Zambrano. We've talked about it earlier. He's had great success at PNC Park. 8-1. Pirates trying to give him a loss.
Boy, did he make a great pitch to Andrew McCutchen. First at bat for Andrew. He got him in a 2-strike situation and just kind of turned the ball over down and in.
Pitch inside to Andrew.
Pretty similar to that delivery.
It seems like the more Zambrano is going along, the more he's shaking his glove like Dempster.
Take a look at the pitch. Really a quality pitch to get Andrew first at bat. See that ball going down and in. Well done.
Well, that monster home run he hit on the road trip in Colorado was from a left-hander, Christian Friedrich, but it was down and in. There was a slider down and in, and he hit it square. The ball went right down the line and did not tail a bit.
It hit so hard it couldn't hook.
It didn't hook, but it was a pitch down and in. He has been going down and getting a few more of those recently. 2 balls, 2 strikes to McCutchen. Like Jim Tracy was telling Greg and I about it the next day, saying they're lucky to get a strike in for strike 1 on the inside. Said don't go back there. What'd they do? They went right back there and he hit it 450 feet. We'll bounce it to the left side, and McCutchen's on board.
The moving pick didn't work. It could have been a distraction for the shortstop because Dobbs wasn't going to get it. They probably weren't going to get it. If Dobbs can't get it, even if Reyes handles it cleanly, they're not going to get Andrew.
A base hit from McCutchen.
There goes Dobbs in front of Reyes. That's kind of a tough traffic pattern right there.
Well, third baseman's going to try to use whatever range he can get. If the third baseman can get to the ball, he's going to try to get to it. He's got that kind of leeway.
Yeah, he's got the shorter throw once he gets the leather on it.
Garrett Jones grounded out to second base to Omar Infante in the first inning, but got Presley in for the Pirates' first run. 1 ball, no strikes to Garrett Jones. Be a good time now for Jones to run into one. He's done it twice before against Zambrano.
He's a big man, 6'4", 276 according to the media guide. And usually those err on the conservative side, those numbers in the guides.
2-0. McCutchen gets back. Andrew off of first. 2-0 coming to Garrett Jones. Striking on the inside part of the plate. 2-1. See what Andrew decides to do at first. He takes off on this count. Andrew staying put.
Which in the stolen department he has done a lot of. Stolen base department.
14 steals.
Been on that number for quite a while.
He on deck in the Majestic, letting us know she's there.
Yep. They want him to run on this pitch. Not gonna.
Ball 4 to Garrett Jones.
Walk number 3. We're talking about his control issues.
Well, the first man he walked in the ball game scored. He walked one on the second. The opposing pitcher, A.J. Burnett, on 4 pitches. Now he's walked his third man here in the third inning with 1 out. 2 on, 1 out. Good speed and scoring position. Andrew McCutchen and Casey McGehee trying to get him in. McGehee with 34 RBIs. Jones a big lead at first, not being held on. And McGehee fouls it off. McGehee had a good day Wednesday afternoon in Denver as he homered and had 2 runs batted in that victory by the Pirates. Here in the month of July, hitting .271. His 15th straight start at first base for the Pirates. 7 of his 8 home runs have come on the road, by the way. Only 1 here at home. Pickoff attempt and McCutchen safe. Fonte trying to sneak in there. McCutchen able to get back.
Good technique by the Marlins and their timing. And Fonte going up on the arm instead of the hand.
And he made the field goal. He put it right between the uprights. Fortunately for McCutchen. Now they'll take a look down at first base. John Buck bluffing the throw.
Remember the old traditional thing guys used to do, sliding back like Andrew did there. They'd put their left hand out like the hokey pokey, and they go to tag it, pull it back, and tag the base with the other hand. The left hand out, right hand back.
Shake it all about.
I had on my sign back there. Could it be the hokey pokey is what it's all about?
Two balls and a strike to McGehee. Now that might be one of the age-old questions that philosophers have been pondering for years.
The hokey pokey could be what it is all about. If it is, we get some issues.
McCutchen off of second base, Jones off of first, and the 2-1 from Zambrano to McGehee.
Not going to get it.
Nope. Zambrano just playing some games with McCutchen at second base. In a staring contest. He lays off that one. And Sonia at first says no, so it's 3-1, and Zambrano behind in the count. Well, you want to make him pitch a lot. So far, Zambrano has thrown 61 pitches, 31 of the 61 for strikes. So 31 strikes, 30 balls, not necessarily the ratio you want to have as a pitcher.
Yeah, you can't average 20 pitches an inning. It doesn't work.
And on the outside corner for a called strike, full count.
seems like Zambrano throws, he'll turn the ball over, sink the ball, and then he'll throw a lot of cutters, like fastballs and cutters, try to keep them out of side to the right-hand batters, out of the way. He's in that 85 to 89 mile-an-hour range.
3-2. He struck him out. Zambrano comes up with a big pitch and strikes out McGee. Casey's now 0 for 2.
Cutter or slider. Good pitch by Zambrano. It's rewarded with a K. Spins that slider up there.
The pitch arsenal for Zambrano. 23% of the time he'll throw a splitter. 42% the two-seamer, the sinker.
Yep, that'll go down and in. Right-hand batters, in this case against Alvarez, down and away.
So Pedro is 1 for 1. And first pitch popped up to him, and Buck waiting for it to come down. And the Pirates' threat is thwarted in the third inning as two men are stranded. We'll head to the fourth, even at 1. Hits for the Pirates as we get set to start the fourth inning here at PNC Park. Our AT&T Mobility trivia question tonight. Andrew McCutchen with 22 and Pedro Alvarez with 20 became the fastest Pirates duo with 20-plus home runs each. Which two players held the previous record? Usually you have to ask the question with a franchise that has as much history as the Pirates. Well, how far back do you have to go? And I will tell you this hint. You only have to go as far back as the Steve Glass era of Pirate baseball.
Well, let's see.
Logan Morrison will lead off against A.J. Burnett.
Okay, so Stargell's got to be one of them. I'm going to say Stargell and Stargell.
Stargell and Stargell? Well, no, it has to be two people. He was good, but he wasn't that. He wasn't two people.
How about Stargell and Robertson?
Here's the 0-1. So you have an unfair advantage because you were there.
But I don't have any memory.
You do. You'd be surprised. Some things you don't remember. Now, why is it that certain things you can remember, certain things you can't? Ground ball to first, and McGee there handles the chance, tosses on to Burnett, one gone.
I can't remember why I do it. I do feel good, though. Turning 70 this year, I walked into 3 different rooms in my house the other day, and I remembered why I was in each one of them.
Is that right?
Yep, each one.
When the doorbell rings, do you still answer the phone?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Got to hedge your bet. See, they're going to stay at the door. They might hang up with you on the phone. They might be calling with good news or money. Who knows?
Justin Ruggiano hit a home run his first time up. He will supply the Marlins with their only run here tonight. Last night, Ruggiano played in his first game against the Pirates in the regular season. He played in plenty of spring training games as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays over the last several seasons. They've been up and down between Tampa Bay and AAA Durham the last 4 or 5 years. Spending a lot of time in AAA.
Now the Durham Bulls.
But getting an opportunity here in right field with Giancarlo Stanton out due to knee surgery, so Ruggiano is going to be the everyday right fielder until further notice.
Do you agree that the movie Bull Durham could have been a 10-hour movie?
Yeah.
There's a lot of material to work with. Minor league baseball.
It was great.
Yep.
Great film.
I remember going to see it in Montreal with Jim Rooker. We sat there elbowing each other. We were talking about other stories so much we had to sit through a second showing. Watched it twice. And I played in that league with Durham. And I looked for Susan Sarandon. Didn't find her.
Danny Savoy. Tapper to third. Pedro plays the good hop. And throws out Ruggiano. 2 men out for Miami.
I think Kevin Costner must like baseball. He did that movie, and he did it for the love of the game. I thought that movie was well done from a pitcher standpoint.
I believe he played in college. I want to say Cal State Fullerton. Greg Dobbs the hitter. Dobbs is 0 for 1. He grounded out to Walker at second base in the second inning.
Pretty aggressive golfer too. He was in Tin Cup.
Pitch up high for a ball. Yeah, he wouldn't lay up. Remember?
No, would not.
We must see a lot of.
Cheech Marin was his caddy.
Yeah, we got to see a lot of the same movies. That's the thing. 1-0, and Dobbs will take a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Milwaukee has gotten on the board now 4-1 in the 4th inning in Cincinnati. It'll be an interesting road trip coming up too for the Pirates, finishing it up with Cincinnati. And if things continue to hold up for the Bucks, they go to Houston for 4, Chicago for 3. The Cubs are coming in here after Miami leaves tomorrow. Just looking ahead, that series in Cincinnati could be big at the end of the month, beginning of August.
Looks like some favorable matchups going in for the Pirates, but certainly take nothing for granted.
That's low. If you want to look way ahead, and you really can't into the business of baseball, but just for fun, I know you and I were doing it last night on radio. If things hang on, the last homestand of the season is against Cincinnati and Atlanta. Atlanta battling the Pirates right now for the wild card. Cincinnati battling them for the division.
I think it's going to be an interesting rest of the season.
Over the head of Walker for a 2-out base hit. Just kind of planting a seed just in case you want to get your tickets early.
Certainly been a lot of fun so far, especially in this yard.
Half a game behind Cincinnati to start the night for the division, even with Atlanta. Remember, 2 wild cards this year, so the top 2 would go. Have a 1-game playoff to see who goes to the division series.
We got a lot of excitement. Well, we don't know if we have a lot of excitement between now and then with the trading deadline coming up July 31st.
Omar Infante takes inside.
Promises to be a busy week next week. And of course, we always qualify with the fact that that's not the end of the action. They find ways to move people around after July 31st, whatever the techniques are. That date gets the big headlines.
After that date, they've got to clear waivers in order to make the trade.
Yeah, and usually you can get that done because nobody really understands
the entire waiver rule. There might be some people, but they're locked up somewhere.
Maybe their vision is shaded a little when it comes to understanding that. 1-1. 2-ball, 1-strike count to Infante. That'll be a little different. I think a different market as we get closer to the trading deadline, just 10 days away now, because of the teams that think they're in competition still for the second wild card. There'll be more teams that think they're buyers rather than sellers. At least on paper, you'd think that would be the case.
But it's not a bad time to be a seller, because there's going to be lots of teams that are going to have to be after your people. We talk about the Ryan Dempsters and Matt Garzas and other high-profile guys around the league.
3-1 to Infante. In the air to center field. Can of corn from McCutchen. And the Marlins strand another base runner. Jay Burnett faces 4 men, gets 3 of them out. 1-1 headed to the bottom of the 4th. Of the 4th inning, yeah, the Zambelli fireworks barge getting put into place on the Allegheny. Our AT&T Mobility trivia question: Andrew McCutchen with 22 and Pedro Alvarez with 20 became the fastest Pirates duo with 20 home runs each. Which 2 players held the previous record? And Steve nailed it. 19.
No, I didn't. Bill Robinson, not Robertson.
Oh, I thought you had Robertson.
Well, I meant to say Bill Robinson.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Well, Steve nailed half of it.
I left a lot of home runs in that number. Bill Robinson wore 28.
Yeah, he did wear the same number, right?
Yeah, he did. He wore it well.
Barajas, check swing, foul ball. Willie Stargell.
Do it, Willie.
He could hit him deep. 1979. One helped to decide it for the Pirates. One of his 3 World Series home runs. And Barajas is plunked, and the Pirates have a base runner. It was announced earlier today, too, and unveiled the new postage stamp of Willie Stargell. His family on hand here to recognize the event. All the dignitaries from the United States Postal Service here, too.
I always remember those 2 home runs Willie hit in Dodger Stadium by the tall. They have tall single solo palm trees, tall and very high, and it was like a field goal. He hit it out in the parking lot, Dodger Stadium. Majestic home runs he used to hit.
Hit a bunch of them out at Forbes Field.
Oh yeah, over the roof. I think 8 hit up over the roof of Forbes. Forbes wasn't very deep at right field, 300 feet, but you had to hit it high to get it up on the roof. And there was a screen there too. You had to clear. This place is swarming. It has been just wild like this most of the season. And we always said, I'll repeat it, we always said when they built this place, you get a ball club to match the ballpark, it's going to be a carnival here every night, and that's what it's become. A lot of people having a lot of fun. What a sight that is. You like that? That's your Pittsburgh baseball fans.
You and I took a walk up there last night.
Oh yeah, way up on top.
Almost fouls it off. We went out to the deck for social media night last night, walked up around the rotunda, and then looked out the back on Federal Street and watched the block party going on. And it was such a great atmosphere here last night. Again here.
Well, they're having a good time. They're having fun. And Willie Stargell coined that phrase. He said, you know, remember what the umpire said. They don't say work ball. They say play ball.
2-2 to Barmes. Mops Plaza.
That's just the way he signed his name. That kind of backward kind of signature. Leaning to the left.
Most prolific home run hitter of the 1970s.
475 total. Meanwhile, this affair here tonight really hasn't taken any kind of rhythm. Just kind of chopping along, plodding along. Nobody taking charge of it. And both pitchers just, you know, they're getting it done. Doesn't have to be pretty. We've seen both of these guys get on rolls where they've been a little more efficient, a little quicker. But, they're keeping it together, both of them. 1-1 ball game in the fourth. By the way, I had a chance to meet some nice people, and here's the mistake I always make. Down at the Clemente Museum, a lot of nice folks from West Virginia. I wanted to say hello to Ferdinand from West Liberty, West Virginia. I think it's Howard and Grace McCaughlin. We'll leave it at that. And, well, hope you're enjoying the game.
You played a little tour guide down at the Clemente Museum, I understand.
I did, and I enjoy it every time I go there. There's so much. I see something different every time I go. It's a gem. It's a gem in our city. In the museum. Dwayne Reeder's done a great job with it.
Barmes fouls off another. Clint hanging tough right now. Carlos Zambrano, right-hander, 5-7 for the Marlins in his first year with Miami. Getting set to deliver the 10th pitch of the at-bat, and he'll have to deliver an 11th as Barmes continues to fight him off. Barmes has 4 home runs this season. 3 of them have come away from PNC Park.
This big, strong man has thrown as many as 125 pitches in a start this year. That ball hit him.
A hit with a 3-2 pitch, so he has hit the first 2 men. And Zambrano experiencing some control issues.
Yeah, and that'll raise the thermostat on this young man. Oh, Clint. It was going to be ball 4. Anyway, he took one anyway. Okay. Now everybody wants to talk to Mr. Zambrano, and he's probably not really anxious to really talk to too many people right now.
I guess you can steal first base.
Yeah. Well, Jason Kendall was a master at that. Wasn't quite as obvious as that one. He just turned everything away and just kind of subtly leave the elbow out there with the arm on it.
On the 11th pitch of the at-bat, Zambrano made contact with Barmes, and now Burnett will try to bunt 2 men over. And he gets the bunt down. Nicely done. And the ball thrown away. Barajas will come in to score, and the Pirates lead it 2-1.
Wow. Wow. John Buck throwing the ball down the right field line, and the gates are open. The gates are open.
John Buck almost in disbelief. So Barajas comes around from second on this play. Burnett, nice sacrifice punt. That one just sailed on Buck. And Rod comes in to score the go-ahead run. A break for the Buccos here in the fourth. Men on the corner, still nobody out. Barajas comes across with a go-ahead run. Now the top of the order back up. Alex Presley, who was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. So for Burnett, successful sacrifice punt.
Now you got Ozzie Guillen probably pretty hot too. So Zambrano's not feeling particularly good right now, nor is his manager. These guys can get interesting at times. And by the way, the pitch count for Zambrano is still average. He's on the pace of averaging 20 pitches an inning. And he's 81 with nobody out. He's going to get to probably 90 pitches before he gets through with this inning if he survives it. Nobody loosening up now. There's 3-0 and corks out of the bottle.
Barmes the runner at third base, and A.J. Burnett over at first. Zambrano behind Presley, 3-0. And he walked him, and the bases are full of Bucks. Pirates trying to put some more runs on the board, Dan Potash.
Yes, they are, and they've been doing that a lot this month. In fact, they've scored 91 runs this month. That's the most in Major League Baseball. This comes after leading all of baseball with 146 in June. The last time the Bucks led the big leagues in runs scored in consecutive months, August and September 1974. It's been a while, but I think that number has a good chance of falling.
Yeah, you know, Dan, one of the things we've seen this whole season, especially in the months of June and July, comparisons to past years in certain statistical categories, they come up more often this year than over the last, handful of years at least. Again, another example of the Pirates doing what they've done. Again, 146 runs in June, the most in Major League Baseball. 91 runs now, as Dan reported. 91 and counting, and Neil Walker with a golden opportunity with the bases full and nobody out.
You have to add on. I'm not so surprised that the Pirates are scoring a lot of runs. What I'm surprised about is how quickly it went from not much offense to all this runs and hits and home runs. Maybe they're capable, but it was like somebody pushed a button.
Hey, guys, I tossed that question out on Twitter, and a lot of people were saying 92. The 2000 squad, the 1999 squad. Nobody thought 1974, but I don't think anybody thought 2012 either, right?
Right, absolutely not. The way April and May was hitting 214 as a team through a good part of those 2 months.
Well, here is Walker. A double and a fly out, 1 for 2, and he takes ball 1. Pirates with a 2-1 lead and a chance to bust this game open in the fourth.
It was like a lightning bolt hit out in the Marlins bullpen. Somebody jumped up the minute that fourth ball was thrown to Presley. That phone rang and it was instant action.
1-0. Walker to left field and deep. Going back after it, Morrison makes the catch. Barmes will tag and score, and the Pirates out another one. It's 3-1. An RBI sacrifice fly for Walker, his 46th run batted in.
You want to max this opportunity that they've given you out. There's step number 1. Just keep the ball rolling.
1 out, and Andrew McCutchen a chance to do some damage. Walker got that run in, and now Burnett the runner at second base. Presley at first. Defensive MVP for Andrew McCutchen, who's putting together that type of season.
38,000 people in unison, probably. Zambrano starting out with a fastball in just to get that established. There's your theme right there.
2-1. That's where you and I were standing yesterday before the game on the rotunda, looking down the left field line.
One of thousands of good views.
It's now a 3-ball, 1-strike count to McCutchen.
And
390 with runners in scoring position, the highest batting average in the National League in this case.
And Zambrano could be looking at his last pitch.
1 out, 2 on, 2 in this inning. Without the benefit of giving up a hit. He's put 3 men on, hit 2, walked 1. And McCutchen takes ball 4. He's walked another. And for the second time this inning, the bases are full of Bucks, and the big bat of Garrett Jones coming up. Eddie St. Clair checking on the status of Chad Gaudin up in the Miami bullpen.
2 hit batters, 5 walks, and 3 hits.
Looks like Gaudin's ready if he needs him. Ozzie hasn't made a move yet.
Doesn't look like he's gonna.
Burnett at third base, Presley at second, McCutchen at first, 1 out. Jones takes outside. Seven for 21 career with the bases loaded. Has not hit 1 out with the bases jammed. Fouls this one off. It's 1-1.
Might have helped him there a little bit, but he saw something he liked.
Jones is 6th all time at PNC Park with 39 home runs. Needs 1 more to tie Ramos Ramirez for 5th. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Carlos is just searching right now, just searching to get the ball in the strike zone, which is a good situation for Garrett Jones with 3 runners. See him extended his arm. Where's my arm slot? Where's my release point? When you're doing that, you're just trying to throw strikes.
Zambrano a pitch away from walking in a run. He's got to come with a strike, and Jones knows it. Good spot for Jones to be in here. Zambrano needs to think about it.
Ever see those images of a rope that is starting to unravel, and why there's 1 thread left holding whatever it's holding? Well, that's where Carlos is right now.
Jones late on that one.
And ill-advised swing at a pitch up out of the strike zone. Take a look at the grid here. Well, we're not going to see the grid. We're just going to see that it's up and out of the strike zone. All right, we will see the grid. There's ball 4. That's almost gridiron season.
Well, a full count pitch now from Zambrano to Jones. Fouled it back. You got to protect with 2 strikes, but a pitch that is borderline, it's tough to take now in this situation.
Yeah, you don't want to be rung up.
Maybe he walks you, maybe he doesn't. Zambrano has hit 2 men this inning. He's walked 2 men this inning.
Closing in on 100 pitches, you're working in your 4th inning. You know there's problems, but the ball game hasn't gotten out of hand yet. A double play Could be some kind of miracle for the Marlins.
Zambrano's payoff pitch to Jones. Walked it.
That's it.
Burnett will come in to score. And the Pirates lead it 4-1. And Guillen was out of the dugout before Burnett even came close to touching home plate. The Pirates have plated 3 runs without a base hit. 3 walks and 2 hit batsmen this inning. And Carlos Zambrano, serious control problems in this ball game. And Zambrano heads to the dugout. 1 out, bases loaded. Chad Gaudin will come in for the Marlins, and he will pitch to Casey McGee. Pirates taking the lead in the 4th, 4-1.
He's only given up 3 hits, but here in the bottom of the 4th inning, hits Barajas. Ball 4 that hits Varmus. Walk.
Zambrano upset with himself, obviously. Finished with 6 walks and 2 hit batsmen. He's responsible for all 3 men on base. That's a lonely spot in the dugout.
Mix that in with an error on a ball that was thrown down the right field line.
97 pitches total before Zambrano leaves. Now Gaudin inherits 3 runners and faces Casey McGee. And he delivers strike 1 to Casey. Casey's 0 for 2. He struck out last time in the 3rd. His first time up in the 1st. Flied out to center field.
Dan has given up 4 home runs, 23rd appearance for this young right-hander.
Ball 1 strike. Numbers for Gaudin.
It's 23rd appearance. ERA just under 5.5. The home run numbers that we're talking about. He's given up 4 long balls.
2-1 to McGee.
Sometimes a pitcher can get the mound so messed up nobody can throw strikes.
Yeah, how do you fix the mound?
Well, that's a good question.
Ozzie wants to know.
Well, I don't know. You're talking to the wrong guy, by the way. I don't have the answer to that one.
There's a 2-1. That's outside. But you found the answer later.
Yeah.
And now a pitch away from perhaps walking in another run. And if you're McGee, I think you've got to be careful with the borderline pitch here, don't you, with 3-1?
Boy, it could be lunchtime, though. You just got to look something you can drive. You're in a situation where you got complete control of the at-bat.
And he walked it. It's a walk in the park at PNC.
That's Presley coming in, trying to keep track.
5-1 Pirates.
As they bat around here without the assistance of a base hit. 2 hit batters, 1, 2, 3, 4 walks.
Well, when's the last time you saw 4 runs come in on exactly no hits?
Tonight. It is. It's a wild situation.
And Pedro Alvarez.
You want to see a crowd get ignited if he runs into one.
That's strike 1. Oh, 1 to Pedro, sitting on career hit number 199. No balls and 1 strike. 571 with the bases loaded in his career. He's down a strike, 0-2.
Might have been a little anxious there. I thought Garrett Jones might have been a little anxious in his at bat. It is a feeding frenzy now. Not that you've hit the ball, but you've got a team and pitchers that are really back on their heels. And certainly don't show any mercy. Go about your business. Sometimes you get a little overexcited.
0-2. Strike 3 called. He got him on the outside corner. Let's take a look and see where that pitch was. Well, pretty far outside.
Yeah. Pedro not saying anything, but he had a good idea that pitch was out of the strike zone, unhittable. Now, with all this happening, it's a 4-run lead. It seems like 20, but it's a 4-run lead at this point. You'd love to see something happen with 2 outs here.
Rod Barajas up for the 2nd time in the 4th. It was hit and started this off. It was down 0-1. Not what he wanted. He has 4 grand slams in his career. 258 hitter, career with the bases loaded. This season 0 for 3 with the bases full. 1 ball and 1 strike to Rob. Barajas was hit by a pitch. Barnes hit by a pitch. Sacrifice bunt from Burnett. Puck threw the ball down in the right field, allowing Barajas to score to give the Pirates a 2-1 lead. Since then, everybody's been out for a walk. Presley walked. McCutchen walked. Jones walked. McGee walked. There was a sacrifice fly by Neil Walker mixed in there. And Alvarez the strikeout. And the Pirates with 4 up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Right-hander Chad Gaudin trying to work out a trouble for Miami. 2-1 to Barajas. Now it's 2-2. McCutchen at third base.
Let's get the feeling. We've got 5 runs, but what have we done to earn them?
Not much.
Just stand there.
It's not how, Steve. It's how many.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That is right.
And Rod strikes out with the bases full.
And he went after it.
Pirates managed to get 4. They chased the starter Zambrano out of the game. And we'll go to the 5th. Pirates 5, Marlins 1. One of those runs was unearned, but they all count. Great look inside the rotunda in left field at PNC Park, just packed with people tonight. Pirates half a game behind the Reds. St. Louis 5 back. Milwaukee 8.5 back. Pirates hoping to maintain this lead, hoping Milwaukee comes back, get back into first place. You know, it's funny, Steve, we watch the scoreboard, and each night we see different ways Cincinnati wins, and I'm sure that is the same thing that's going on in Cincinnati. The fans are going, Pittsburgh's winning again?
What, 4 runs with no hit? What's going on up there, up the river?
It's nice to have that scenario right now.
You better watch your own ball club, because the Brewers have scored another run.
The pitch to John Buck is in for a strike. Buck hit into a double play to end the second inning. He's 0 for 1.
Before the 5 runs earned off Carlos Zambrano.
That falls in for a strike. Well, now Burnett's got a little bit of a cushion here. How does that affect his pitching psyche as he goes out and pitches now with a 4-run lead?
Well, you don't want to change much. You keep your game plan that you've got. You've got 4 runs, but the game's not over. You don't want to relax too much, but you're feeling pretty good about things, especially when you throw a pitch like that.
Struck him out looking, and Buck is 0 for 2. Nice job by A.J. Burnett.
First one.
That is his first strikeout of the night.
Right there. Thank you very much. A little downstairs, a little outside. Nice neighborhood for a pitcher to live in.
Chad Gaudin will hit. It's outside. Zambrano had 1 at bat and flied out. Oh for 5 this year for Gaudin. Take a strike.
What you want to do here, AJ, is just pour some fastballs down the middle of the plate. Guys out of the bullpen don't get many at bats.
Is this a situation that you're talking about, pour it down the middle, let the guy get himself out?
Yeah, and a pitcher, it doesn't hit much. You don't have to really get too tricky.
A bouncer to McGee. Fumbles it. Recovers. And Gaudin is out. 2 gone in the Marlins' 5th. Bring up Jose Reyes now.
Sometimes we say it doesn't have to be pretty. That wasn't real pretty, but they got it done. Like the runs the Pirates have, they don't have to be pretty, but they're runs.
Nobody's going to ask how tomorrow. Did you or didn't you?
Right. I don't know why you did, not why you didn't.
Reyes takes a strike. Isn't that something Maz told you when you were a young player?
Mm-hmm. When I come up to the big leagues, he says, I asked him all kind of questions. He says, here's my advice. He says, you're in the big leagues now. You don't make excuses in the big leagues. People want to know why you did, not why you didn't.
0-2 to Reyes.
Of course, he's also the guy that told a bunch of young players, I overheard him pointing to the front of the uniform, the name on the front of your uniform more important than the name on your back. That's the team name.
Struck him out.
Go, AJ.
AJ
Stick to your game plan.
2 strikeouts in the inning, and he retires the Marlins in order in the top half of the 5th. shots for the AGH cam here tonight. Pirates with a 5-1 lead. Bottom of the 5th inning. Clint Barmes leading off. A.J. Burnett to follow. Then back to the top of the order, Alex Presley.
If you don't like the AGH cam, you don't like beauty. That is so much fun to watch that stuff.
It really is.
So much detail. There's my loonies. There's Ross Morgan. Oh, can you hold it right there? There's the originator. That's the Chief Looney.
The left field loonies.
Yeah.
They've been loonier than ever this year. Base hit for Barmes. Leadoff single. And Barmes is 1 for 2. You can cheer on the Bucks as the divisional rival Chicago Cubs come to town this Monday through Wednesday. Plus Wednesday is a 12:35 matinee. And a PNC check card discount game. Get up to $10 off when you use your PNC check card. For tickets, go to Pirates.com.
Well, let's see if we can get a bunt down and see what the Marlins do with this one. They threw the last one away.
Burnett bunts it to the first base side.
Perfect.
He's done a nice job. Moves Barmes over to second base.
What's the first commandment of baseball? You never know how many you're going to need. You got a 4-run lead. Get some more. Get some more. Get some more. I don't know what it's going to take.
Alex Presley walked twice tonight. He scored twice. Told you when Presley scores a run in the game this year, the Pirates are 19-4. He scored 2 times tonight.
These are 38-8. Huh?
Well, yeah, if you want to go that way. It's all about the numbers, Steve.
Yeah.
You can twist them any way you want.
Yep. Twist and shout.
Nothing in 1 to Presley. 1 man out. Barmes at second base, but one nice number, and there are a lot of nice numbers this year, is the fact the Pirates are a season high 12 games over 500. Haven't been here in a while.
That'll make you twist and shout.
Last year, the highest they made it was 7 games over 500, right at this time of the year. Hot shot down to first base. Picked up by Carlos Lee. Presley is out, but the runner Barmes moves down to third base. Take a look at our PNC achievement for the achiever in you. 10 straight games the Pirates have hit a home run. And it's the second streak of 10-plus games this season. Walker's home run, the game winner as it would turn out last night in the 5th inning. A 4-3 win. Pirates do not have a home run tonight. Didn't need one really in the 4th inning when they scored 4 runs without the benefit of a hit. Walker trying to get Barmes in. It takes strike 1. Walker 1 for 2 with a sacrifice and a run batted in. Nothing at 1 to Neal. And Walker fouls this one back. No balls, 2 strikes to Walker as Pittsburgh Kid standing in there with 2 outs and Barmes at third. And it's 1-2.
Boy, do they love this young man all over Pittsburgh, but especially up in the North Hills. We were talking on the radio last night about going up there. You guys are on the road. Everybody excited about the year Neil Walker is having. And we've been excited about him since he arrived in the big leagues.
And Dan got him. So the Pirates get 1 man on, don't get him in. We'll head to the 6th. 5-1 Buccos.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruze, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucks!
Well, Neil Walker, Pirates along here tonight, 5-1. They go to the 6th inning. 4 runs in the 4th without a hit. That is a rare feat. Bonifacio takes strike 1. Last team to score 4 runs in an inning without the benefit of a hit. You have to go back to the 23rd of September 1998. The Oakland Athletics did it in the 9th inning of that game against the Seattle Mariners. One ball and 1 strike to Bonifacio. Got a hit in his first trip to the plate. He walked his next time up. Takes inside. Two and 1 to Bonifacio. AJ delivers a strike.
A tight inning for AJ. 5th. 3 up, 3 down with a couple strikeouts.
He retired 7 of his last 8. And 8 of his last 9. Go down to Dan Potash. She's got a little bit on Neil Walker's new nickname.
That's right. You know, after last night's postgame interview, or during it, Clint Hurdle called Neil Walker Dennis the Menace. It was in reference to the way Walker laid face down on the grass during that big double play. Today I asked Dennis about his new nickname.
I don't refer to myself as Dennis the Menace. Skip calls me Dennis the Menace, so he says I'm a menace. So I don't consider myself a menace, but maybe he does.
So if being a menace is batting .300 and playing Gold Glove caliber defense at second base, I guess that's good.
Well, plus the manager can call you anything he wants.
True.
What? Does that make Clint Hurdle Mr. Wilson?
Good question.
Clint's got nicknames for everybody after a while. If you're around him long enough, he'll get you with something. He'll label you with something.
I think that ball got in on the hands of Lee a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Would
good job for Pedro hurdling the barrel of the bat before making the throw. Now this is like an obstacle course if you're a third baseman.
Yeah, that's Kenlingwood.
That is called being sawed off. Two outs for Logan Morrison, the left fielder. Watch Pedro hurdle. Oop.
Usually have plenty of time with Carlos running toward first base. Yeah, low hurdles indeed.
0-1 pitch. And Morrison slaps one to right field. Jones will try it. Doesn't know where the ball is. Meantime, Morrison's running around up to second base.
Took a shot at getting to that ball, and it just kind of bounced off the glove, and then you got to search around and find it. See, with the head down, you're not quite sure where the ball went. Go past you, around it. Garrett kind of did a little bit of a circle route to get to that ball to make that attempt, and then didn't find it.
AJ's trying to point the way.
It's over there.
Luciano, bouncer over the mound, charging Barmes, throwing, and he got it. Nice play by Clint Barmes.
Cleaned it up.
No runs, a hit, man left. After 5.5 innings, it's the Pirates 5 and the Marlins 1. Park. You can go behind the scenes of the Pirates and our TV broadcast on our third all-access night of the season. Here your Buccos mic'd up. Go behind the scenes of PNC Park, our television broadcast, inside the truck, and much, much more. It's all-access night when the Pirates take on the Cubs Tuesday, starting at 6:30 on Root Sports. Andrew McCutchen leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning. A.J. Burnett, pretty good work. He hasn't faced more than 4 men in an inning. In any inning. Let's take a look at Garrett Jones in this attempt.
Kind of circled around before he got to where the ball was.
Burnett saying, hey, way to go.
Thanks for the effort. That's what that is. Thanks for the effort.
Veteran move right there. McCutchen will take a strike. McCutchen with a base hit. He's 1 for 2 with a walk.
Go down trying to give Ozzie Guillen some innings. Hold the fort and see if the Marlins can make some noise, but it's getting late. Brown went the first 3 1/3, giving up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. Just 3 hits, 6 walks, 2 strikeouts. On the hook.
And McCutchen goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight. 1 man gone.
Part of the plate. Andrew doesn't miss too many of those.
Well, does not miss the fastball very often, especially right there.
Sometimes you might get a little careless with a swing or think you might want to do a little bit too much. Sometimes just flat out miss it for no reason at all.
Garrett Jones takes a strike. Jones has driven in 2 runs without the benefit of a hit. He's walked twice. Walked with the bases full in the 4th inning, and then a ground out in the 1st inning. Got the first run of the game in with Alex Presley scoring from 3rd. It bounces one toward Infante. He will throw him out, and there are 2 down for the Pirates in their half of the 6th.
Jim Thome hit another home run. He's moving up on the list. Home run number 611. Moves him 2 up the ladder away from Sammy Sosa. Was tied before last night. Got one last night. Got one tonight. Got a long way to go to catch Ken Griffey Jr. He's up there around 650.
And how frustrating is it for Baltimore, has been playing great baseball, still chasing the Yankees.
And from a distance.
Yankees started the night 8 games up on Baltimore. Baltimore 5 games over 500 to start action tonight. Toronto in the basement of the AL East. Tampa Bay and Boston battling for position in the middle with Baltimore. And New York almost getting in a runaway position in that division. 0-1 to McGee. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fans trying to get a little wave action going. If they get it going, you'll hear a lot of noise and you'll see a lot of activity. It's been that kind of game. You know, Pirates haven't hit the ball over the fence, and they got the 4 runs without a hit. They're getting a little antsy, getting a little revved up with a wave. Good, have some fun.
One ball, 2 strikes to Casey. Nobody on, 2 out. And the pitch from Gaudin to McGee outside. Evens up the count 2-2. That was a good idea. It's efficient.
Yeah, for Marlin.
J-Mac likes to fish. You don't have to ask him twice if he wants to go.
No.
Full count to Casey McGee. A.J. Burnett enjoying a 5-1 lead to this point in the game. Pedro on deck, hoping to get up this inning. McGee, a bouncer to the left side. Reyes handles it. And throws on to first to retire Casey McGee. Pirates going in order in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. Burnett coming back out to face the Marlins. 5-1 Pirates, top of the 7th inning. If you missed the debut of our new Inside Pirates baseball special, Too Good to Be True, here's your chance to catch it after the game tonight. Get an exclusive look at Swissvale's own Dick Groat and his career in both the NBA and Major League Baseball, where he won 2 World Series and was named the National League MVP. Inside Pirates baseball, Too Good to Be True, tonight after Pirates postgame on Root Sports.
And never played one day of minor league baseball.
How about that?
Heck of an athlete.
He's one of those special athletes, huh? Greg Dobbs leads off in the 7th against Burnett.
Great host up at Champion Lakes Golf Course up in Bolivar, Pennsylvania, outside Ligonier.
Sunday against Milwaukee, things didn't go AJ's way, but it marked the 6th time this season that he has worked at least 7 innings in a game. Striking on Dobbs. It was also the 10th time in his career that he pitched at least 7 innings in a game while not issuing a walk. He has, however, issued 1 walk tonight. That was in the 3rd when he walked Bonifacio. And a base hit to center. Dobbs leads off the 7th with a single. He's 2 for 3.
You know, we're talking about Carlos Zambrano starting his 301st major league game. Well, AJ Burnett's got him trumped. He's got 17 this year. Came into the season with 309, so he's well ahead of Mr. Zambrano in his major league career, major league starts. Impressive work, body of work for AJ Burnett.
Omar Infante at the plate. He tries to bunt his way aboard. Fouls it back.
When you are a running ball club, primarily like the Miami Marlins, without a whole lot of power, tough for you to play catch-up baseball. You know, you are a running team. You want to get out in front, just add on with speed, just really press the issue, and just keep on running.
And it's tough to play catch-up baseball in this ballpark this year. Pirates pitching staff, 2nd in the majors with a 2.41 ERA at home.
It was really impressive last night. You got 5 innings from your starter, and that was okay with Kevin. But then you bring in a bullpen and say, we're going to give you 1-run lead. You got to run the table. You can't give up a run in the next 4 innings. And that's exactly what the Pirate bullpen did. Is there a concern that they've been used so much? Sure there is. But you know what? You're going to take your wins when you can get them. You think about tomorrow. Get your W's. Pile up as many as you can. You figure something out.
There's
like
a ground
this.
ball to short. Barma steps on the bag for 1. That's a double play. Nice and easy. That's a room service double play right there. Set up by Clint Barma.
2 over easy. You get the shortstop sliding up towards second base and a sharply hit ball you come across. That's part of your throwing motion. You just happen to step on that pillow. Yep, every pitcher loves it.
2 men out, base is empty for John Buck.
You don't even have to get Dennis the Menace involved.
No.
Let Mr. Wilson handle it. The other guy in the neighborhood, Mr. Barnes.
Neil's a pretty easygoing guy, but I'm sure the next person that calls him Dennis
better duck.
He's not going to be too happy about it. Did he go? No, says Dan Anason. Oh, looked like he might have gone. .20 pitch to Buck. That's in for a strike.
Right now, AJ Burnett's just filling up the strike zone. Just filling it up. Filling up the zone with strikes.
1 walk over his last 2 starts. That's pretty good. Pirates chased Carlos Zambrano early tonight after 3 1/3 innings. Zambrano walked 6 and hit 2. Gave up 3 hits, and the right-hander Heath Bell, last year an all-star, not this year. Bell warming up in the pen.
19 saves.
2-2 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Alvarez plays the good hop. And A.J. facing just 3 batters in the top of the 7th, thanks to the double play hit into by Omar Infante. 7th inning stretch time at PNC Park, and the Bucks with a 5-1 lead. We're going to take you around here for the stretch.
Follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Great shots from the AGH cam and more great shots from PNC Park. How about that one?
Now, is the music slowed down too? I like that music for the AGH. Does that go faster in regular time?
When you put on a regular camera, yeah, it's a lot faster, Steve.
No, I mean the music.
Yeah, you could dance to it.
I don't like the music on the camera. I just want the music.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it's a slow thing. I want to hear it faster.
Alvarez takes ball 1. Pedro leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. Pirates a 4-run lead. And again, pulling off the rare feat that we told you about earlier in the 4th inning. Scoring 4 runs without the benefit of a hit. Hadn't been done since 1998, late September, by the Oakland A's against the Mariners. And Alvarez was stabbed by Infante. Pedro now 1 for 4.
Certainly hit it hard enough. Good play by Marlins second baseman.
One out, Rod Barajas the hitter. Tomorrow these two teams will wrap up their season series. Pirates hope to hang on here and then go for a sweep. Cubs are coming in behind the Marlins.
Jeff Carson's going to try to get it done for the Pirates tomorrow. Anibal Sanchez 5-6. Carson's 2-2.
Karstens will have his Karstens Cares charity event tomorrow night after the game. He and his fiancee Jess put that on, and it's a great event over at Nakama. Three and 0 to Barajas. Three balls, no strikes to Barajas as Chad Gaudin delivers. And he gets a strike in on him. Well, the score in Cincinnati, not much change. They're in the top of the 7th inning, 4-2. Ryan Ludwig, his 15th home run, a big difference in that ball game.
By the way, the beneficiary of all that work by Jeff Carsons and the people that put it together, including the Pirates, benefit research for cystic fibrosis. Pirates, of course, have their own 65 Roses Club that has various receptions. 65 roses coming from a young child trying to say cystic fibrosis, and it came out 65 roses. Most major league teams have a 65 Roses Club, and they do wonderful, wonderful work for research in that cruel disease.
I know both you and Greg have done a lot. 65 Roses.
Yep. And I've got a nephew back in Connecticut that suffers from CF. A lot of support for him back there. A lot of worthy causes that are supported by a lot of the people in the Pirate organization, not just the players. And it's one of the things we're proudest of.
3-2 to Barajas.
Mr. Brown, very involved with CF, and a lot of other really good projects too for Mr. B.
Popped up. Greg Dobbs, the third baseman, waiting for it to come down. 2 out for the Pirates in the bottom of the 7th. Back to the dugout, Mr. Barajas. Clint Barmes starting to come on lately with the bat. Barmes slowly getting his average up a little bit. 208 right now. He's been contributing with a hit here and a hit there, and keep dropping those in every once in a while. Maybe turn in a multi-hit performance. Be back where you think you need to be.
He's been such a struggling year for Clint in that particular category, but no whining, no complaints. Goes out, plays a very, very solid, not above average shortstop.
He has turned some plays this year, especially some double plays. We saw one on the road in Colorado that he started that was absolutely exceptional. And right now, the double play combination of Barmes and Walker, one of the best in baseball. But very, very consistent. You look at the numbers, it bears it out.
Well, if you want to have good pitching, you better have good defense. There's nothing that'll make your pitching staff antsier than not being sure that the plays are not going to be made in back of you.
Barmes involved in 46 double plays. That's 5th among National League shortstops. Only 2 to Clint. Barmes, who lives just north of Denver. They played with the Rockies for a long time. Makes his home in Colorado. Stayed for the extra day. We had a day off, remember, after the last game there. So he stayed with his family at home and then rejoined the Pirates here yesterday. Rips this one foul. And of course, Clint had been very much a big part of the Denver community, as his manager Clint Hurdle, and the flags at half staff in remembrance of those victims senselessly killed in the movie theater yesterday in Aurora, Colorado. And a throw down to first base on the strikeout. So the Pirates, for the 2nd straight inning, are gone in order. We'll head to the 8th. It's sold out PNC Park. It's a 5-1 Pirate lead.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture and the all-new Levin mattress stores. For a great deal on a new bed, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Big crowd on hand here tonight. In fact, it's the 5th largest crowd in PNC Park history. 39,411. Wow. 11th sellout of the season, and over 1 million now in attendance. 1.1 million in attendance and climbing.
So far, the summer of 1-2, the summer of 2012. Thank you so much for coming out and enjoying these Buccos. Enjoying A.J. Burnett. Just one blemish, the home run way back by Ruggiano in the 2nd inning.
Cousins up the middle. Varmus takes it away. Spinorama throws him out.
Yeah, that's solid shortstop, plus 10. He made that play look like it was choreographed. That was choreographed. That was really pretty to watch.
What do you think, big fella? You like that play? Yeah. That's a great play for a pitcher, too, isn't it? The guy takes one away up the middle.
Absolutely. Trying to run the table.
And that's a fair ball, and Reyes will have extra bases. As Gorkis Hernandez, who has taken over for Jones in right field, hits the ball in. Double for Jose Reyes, his first hit of the ball game.
There is activity in the Pirate bullpen. Check this play out. Slow it down on the AGH cam. He gets the glove on it. He's got to turn. He's got to look and throw. The look. And believe me, that is slowed down so much. That is so much faster than that. That's the detail. And the throw right on the money. There was a lot of time his back was turned to first base. Terrific play. Terrific play.
Bonifacio taking and takes a strike on the inside edge. Oh, and 1 to Bonifacio. He had a hit in the first inning. He's walked and grounded out since.
Dean doing a great job for Azagian. Doing 2/3 scoreless.
Strike run up by third base umpire Mark Wegner. Now an 0-2 count on Bonifacio. Yeah, when your reliever goes longer than your starter, that's usually not a good sign for your ball club.
Go down. Terrific. 3 2/3. No runs a hit. Walk, 5 strikeouts.
Brown, the starter, only going 3 1/3 tonight.
The Pirate starter working into the 8th inning.
One and 2. Gorkis Hernandez out there as a defensive replacement late in this ball game, and that has been customary since he's been in the big leagues. He'll come out late, sometimes in left, sometimes in right, depends on the situation. But tonight, Hernandez out there in right field. Bonifacio watching that one into the glove of Barajas. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Bonifacio. The pitch from Burnett. Missed inside, the count full, 3-2. Brad Lincoln has been loosening up. Bullpen coach Euclides Rojas in there behind him.
AJ 2 pitches away from 100. He's had 2 strong innings coming into this 8th.
Got him on the inside corner. Call, strike 3.
You want to stay in the ball game for a while? Throw this kind of pitch, 3-2. in the 8th inning, right on the inside corner. Strikeout number 3.
AJ with a little artwork there, painting the corner.
He wants to talk to Barajas. What do you want to do with Carlos Lee? Open base, got a 4-run lead. Let's talk it over.
And Lee has grounded out 3 times rather weakly. He was with the Houston Astros not very long ago, and then during a game here at PNC Park was traded during the game, had to be pulled from the lineup. Last time the Astros were here, Carlos Lee started as an Astro, finished as a Marlin. And he joined the Marlins the next day in Milwaukee for a day game. Got 2 hits and 4 trips too.
Now they really got the wave going. This is a great American baseball tradition, getting the wave going around the ballpark. These folks are having fun.
1-0 pitches in for a strike, 1-1.
Most baseball fans love to see the wave. Plus, get to stretch your legs a little bit. I've been sitting a long time.
And the 1-1 coming to Lee. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Can you show us the wave?
Well,
how would you do it?
You do that. Sure, you do that. And you combine it with a deodorant commercial. And it all works. But, you know, the studies have just come out. Sitting is so bad for you. I was at a seminar. That's the worst thing that can happen. You got to get active. Got to get active.
So you just said sitting is the worst thing for you.
Yeah. People sit too much.
So what should we do when we drive a cart, Stan?
No, you trot alongside and put one hand in the steer. You shouldn't take the car. You should jog. Do the wave. Do the wave all day. Yeah, they're like it.
Reyes off at second base, and the 2-2 from Burnett to Carlos Lee. Right at Walker. Knocks it down, can't find it. Lee's going to be aboard. Well, had some spin on it. That's a base hit for Carlos Lee. Runners at first and third now.
What's Clint Hurdle going to do? Let AJ stay in there? No. Make sure Brad's ready, and he's going to take the baseball.
That's going to do it for Burnett. And AJ.
Listen to this crowd. With
7 2/3 innings tonight. And he'll get a nice ovation when he leaves this ball game.
It's going to get noisy. It's going to get noisy. People are already standing up. This is real serious. So they're standing up for the wave, but they're going to stand up for AJ Burnett.
Well, AJ wasn't accustomed to seeing this in New York, but he loves it in Pittsburgh. Burnett is out. Lincoln is in. Pirates a 4-run lead in the 8th. PNC Park, leading with a 4-run lead in the 8th.
A.J. Burnett tonight. Here's the ground ball. Gets the ground ball. Called third strike on the outside corner. Gets to chase the breaking ball downstairs. Room service double play. He's liking it. Paint the inside corner. And then acknowledging this adoring crowd.
It's become more commonplace for A.J. Burnett to see the standing ovation when he leaves late in the game. Still responsible for 2 men out there. As part of the double switch, Jordy Mercer comes in to play shortstop. He'll bat 9th and lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Brad Lincoln on. He's been terrific. Good breaking ball to start out his evening. 1 hit, a couple of scoreless innings in the win Wednesday afternoon. Last game of the road trip, 9-6 over the Rockies. He's got an 0.57 ERA. That's the best in the major leagues.
0-1 to Logan Morrison. Morrison tonight has a double, then a 6th inning double. 1 for 3. Known as Lomo in South Florida. Pirates had a run in the bottom of the 1st, put 4 up in the 4th. Morrison will take a strike, and the only run Burnett has given up so far was the leadoff home run in the 2nd inning by right fielder Justin Ruggiano that tied the game with a run apiece. And with 2 outs, Lincoln's job here is to get Morrison and get the Pirates to the bat rack in the 8th.
He's been working the breaking ball to Logan Morrison. Let's see if he tries to go upstairs now and going to chase something up there with a good fastball. That's what Baraja says. No, another breaking ball. Try to get that outside corner. The backdoor curve ball, breaking ball, slurve, slider, whatever you want to call it. Just curving around the strike zone. Yep. About another 3 inches in. A couple inches. You get that call, third strike. You get it a lot. It's a good pitch. Good 2-strike pitch for a right-hand pitcher against a left-hand batter. They'll give up on it thinking it's going to stay out there.
Ray is at 3rd, Lee at 1st, 2 down. 2-2 pitch to Logan Morrison from Lincoln.
There's the fastball. At 95, thank you very much. That backdoor breaking ball, it's more effective when you throw that pure slider, the cutter, because that doesn't have as much of a curveball spin, so it doesn't telegraph itself coming in to let the hitters know, well, it's a breaking ball, it's got a chance. That cutter slider off the fastball doesn't have the spin to give it away, so they think it's a fastball, it's going to stay out there. They don't realize that it's going to duck in. It doesn't have that big spin that telegraphs it.
Again, Lincoln's 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3.
Good hook.
Lincoln strands the inherited runners that Burnett left out there.
What a nice breaking ball by Brad Lincoln. Leaves the runners and keeps that thing clean for Mr. Burnett.
8th inning. A good night for some popcorn here at PNC Park. Along with Dan Potash and Steve Blass, I'm Tim Neverett. Buckle fans, save big when you purchase the Pepsi Max Pack. It's available every Friday and Sunday. Pirates home game this season. Hot dog, pretzel, Pepsi product, and an outfield box seat, all for only $24. For tickets, go to pirates.com/Pepsi Max. Reason for some dancing on a Saturday night. Heath Bell takes the hill now for Miami.
If this stays the same, Tim, it'll be one of the kind of nights where the folks will have enjoyed a ball game, a fireworks display, and then I'll tell you, the streets around the North Shore will be busy tonight. It's one of those nights that invites that kind of thing. Folks having a lot of fun and spend a lot of time. Ballpark, various establishments around the yard.
Jordy Mercer, 176. Clint Hurdle was telling us he gave Jordy some grief over his Zoltan sign recently. He swings and drives this one deep. It is off the top of the wall. Mercer rounding second. He's heading for third. And Jordy Mercer is in with his first career triple.
And there. Gives it a big-time ride. Last night, double down the left field corner. This time, way out to the bullpen. Put a charge in that ball. Goes down, gets under that fastball. Gives it a big-time ride. Nice stuff.
Oh, they're excited for the kid.
Give him another chance to do the Z thing. Watch, he's going to bounce up and go right into it.
Alex Presley takes a strike. Well, the way the story went, he got a double in Colorado, got to second base. It was his first career double, and he kind of gave a sort of a little weak one like this. Just a little weak one. And then so Clint Hurdle told him, well, you can't do that. You got to do it. You got to do it right. So smacks a double in last night's game, gets out to second base, and he gave the good hard Zoltan sign. Now he learned his lesson. But none funnier than when Drew Sutton came on the scene in Philadelphia. He didn't know what it was. He hit a double in his first at bat, and the guys had to egg him on to tell him what to do, and he shrugged his shoulders, put his palms up to the sky, said, I don't know what to do. Finally he did it. He learned. Sutton on the bench tonight. And Presley comes this one down to Carlos Lee, just waits for Alex. Mercer can't go anywhere on the play, so one gone. Talking about that Zoltan sign. I was chatting with Clint today about it. On the off day, he was at a restaurant in Allison Park. He and his family were just eating dinner, and a woman who was a patron in the restaurant came up to him and had drawn the Zoltan hands on a napkin and wanted him to have it.
There you go. It's taken on a life of its own.
It really has. You see more and more T-shirts, towels, posters, signs. You look closely enough at the Diamond Vision scoreboard here, you're going to see it there too. I don't know. Well, those guys know when it's coming, but they put it up. Well, Mercer at third.
You've got a team that's going well and playing well and winning. You come up with something that it's going to catch. That certainly has caught on.
Winning is good. There's definitely an electricity in the air around Pittsburgh concerning the Pirates. Had a buzz about that guy too. He's been a big reason the Pirates are where they are. 2-0 to Neil Walker. Walker has a double tonight, 2 for 3 with a sack and an RBI. Walker ready, and the pitch from Heath Bell. That's a strike called too. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Walker.
Both Walker and McCutchen have their base knocks tonight.
Infield drawn in for the Marlins. McCutchen on deck. 1 out. Mercer with a triple at third base. Walker checked his swing. The appeal. That's a ball. Full count. 3-2. Beautiful night here in Pittsburgh. Noontime temperature was 73 degrees. Very, very pleasant out here at the ballpark.
Perfect.
Another new sign. They're everywhere.
Heath Bell getting some work in because the Marlins have struggled. Lost the last 2 in Washington. Lost last night.
And a walk.
That's the 7th walk that the Pirates have received. All the gifts gratefully accepted.
Look at the Nissan Road ahead as the Pirates and Marlins will wrap up this series tomorrow afternoon. 1:35 start. Anibal Sanchez at 5-6 takes on Jeff Karstens. Jeff is 2-2. Those are the probables for tomorrow.
102 strikeouts from Mr. Sanchez.
And a chance of MVP again as McCutchen digs in. Strike 1. It's been a quiet night for him. He's only had 1 hit. 1 for 3 with a walk. He's been on base twice. We've become so accustomed over the last month and a half to seeing him put up multi-hit games. He has struck out twice tonight. And Heath Bell ahead 0-2. As far as multi-hit games go, he's trailing Melky Cabrera of San Francisco, tied with Carlos Gonzalez of Colorado. Martin Prado of the Braves with 34. Matt Holliday of the Cardinals with 34. Holliday a home run tonight for the Cards. They are blasting the Cubs 12-0 in the 8th. And did he go? Yes, he did. And McCutchen strikes out. He didn't think so. The first base umpire, Dan Iassogna, did. 3rd time tonight, McCutchen's gone on strikes. Something we haven't seen in a long time.
Let's play umpire. That little flip at the end. Get you. Not all the time. Down there.
Seemed to be just enough. Gorkis Hernandez, who came in for Garrett Jones, with Walker taking off for second base, and he is called out, and Walker can't believe it. Walker thought he got his hand in there, and he was the most surprised man in the ballpark right now as Buck throws him out. We'll go to the top of the 9th as the Pirates try to wrap up the Marlins and take the series. It's 5-1 Bucks.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Open at 7 a.m. for breakfast, lunch, or whatever you need to fuel your day. Subway, where winners eat. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates looking to lock this one down. 5-1, top of the ninth inning. And Brad Lincoln getting sent to face Justin Ruggiano.
Kind of interesting game, that 4 spot. You know, otherwise you got what, a 1-1 game and a 4 spot with no hits.
This pitch
kind of a
back.
weird flow of pace, structure to the game.
Lincoln trying to get the final 3 outs. He came in to get the final out of the 8th inning after Burnett went 7 2/3. So Burnett, the pitcher, record to the good, and Carlos Zambrano on the hook. Quickly 2 strikes.
Mr. Lincoln coming in with a great breaking ball to Morrison to lock up that 8th inning. Right out in front, 0-2 here in the 9th. That's what you want to see.
Nothing in, 2 the count to Ruggiano. And he goes down looking on 3 pitches. Brad Lincoln's faced 2 batters in the game, and he's rung them both up.
A little direct to the bottom part of the strike zone.
Now Greg Dobbs, the third baseman, will face Lincoln. 1 out, top of the 9th. Pirates looking to win their 53rd game. Fireworks after the game. The barge out there with all the Zambelli fireworks getting ready to go.
Got all the stationary colors right in place, but that's going to change.
Pirates looking to win their 4th straight. They're looking to extend the best home record in Major League Baseball to 31-4.
We're almost at August. 31-14.
31-4. Did I say 4?
Yeah.
14. I'm sorry.
I like
31-14.
I was going along with you. I said, my goodness, we're almost August. We only lost 4 home games.
I just left out the little
that's all right.
vertical dash that signifies number 1.
It's all good. It's all going good.
I'm glad you caught me. Did I mention that they'll try to go to 31-14?
You did.
For the win?
And that is very good. Not as good as very good. It's good.
1-2. But they will go to 20-4 over their last 24 home games.
That is so impressive. It really is.
A.J. Burnett tonight. 7th time this season he's worked at least 7 innings in a game. So he has been throwing up some innings. 1-2 and a bounce to Walker. 2 gone.
Good job on the in-between hop by Neal. Those humpback line drives that get to you and hit in front of you, don't know how many bounces are going to take. Just kind of smothered it. Got the leather around it. Made it look easy.
And leading after the 8th, the Pirates bullpen has been getting the job done. They are 47-0. Trying to go to 48-0.
And they're on their feet. Over 39,000 people looking for the 27th out.
The 5th largest crowd ever at PNC Park. And a line shot to left field and a base hit by Infante. That quiets the crowd momentarily.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to sit down for a moment or 2.
So bring up the catcher John Buck, who is 0 for 3. He's hit into a double play, struck out looking, and grounded out to 3rd. Pirates get this out. There'll be a season high 13 games over 500. And Buck, a knee buckler. Oh, 0-1.
And you got a big green bird out there by the batter's eye in center field. And he's got a flag with him.
Almonte takes off, and Buck fouls it back for strike 2. The Marlins down to their final strike. He's looking to raise it. Parrott wants to get busy. Pittsburgh's loving their Bucks. Win here gives them another series victory.
Bird overlooking his domain from his lofty nest.
The 0-2 to Buck. There's your ball game. Lincoln strikes out 3 in relief. A.J. Burnett gets the win. He's now 11-3. Zambrano suffers the loss. He drops to 5-8. The Pirates 53-40, a place they haven't been in a long time.
Well, the great thing about this game, Tim, was they didn't have many opportunities. The Marlins opened up the door in that one inning when the Pirates scored 4 runs, and that all happened with no hits. So you get one opportunity, you max it. That's another way you can win a ball game. You can win them all kind of ways, and tonight they showed you one other way to do it. Taking advantage of one open door, jumping through, putting up 4 on the board, running the table. Good way to win. Good as any.
A lot of Jolly Rogers out there tonight. And Clint Barmas, a good job defensively tonight. Got himself a base hit as well. And the work of A.J. Burnett. Walked just 1, struck out 3, went 7 2/3 innings, scattered 7 hits. Lowering his ERA, giving up just the 1 run. So Burnett picks up win number 11 on the season. The Pirates with a 5-1 victory here, and they've guaranteed themselves a season series victory. Remember, they split the first 2 games in mid-May in Florida. They've now won 3 games and lost 1 to the Marlins, with only 1 more to play tomorrow afternoon.
Another series win. Just keep piling them. You do a lot of 2 out of 3s, and you're going to be in good shape. And I'll tell you, this is lofty stuff.
Well, the man who caught tonight's starting pitcher, Rod Barajas, is standing by with Dan Potash.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, Rod, it was a 4th inning in where you scored 4 runs, but you did not get a hit. That's the first time that's happened in Major League Baseball since 1998. But I guess you'll take them any way you can get them.
Absolutely. I was going up there just trying to get on base, get things going, and I got hit by the pitch. We put some great at-bats together after that, and we'll take him any way we can get him.
Talk about A.J. tonight. He gets his 11th win of the season, walks just 1 batter, never faced more than 4 batters in 1 inning, and is now 7-0 at PNC Park.
Well, he was great. He had a great 2-seam fastball today. When guys didn't get on base, he got the ground ball, double plays to get out of it. But, he goes out there, he competes. He's done an unbelievable job for us all year, and, we're really excited that he's a Buck, and hopefully we can keep this going.
I know this echo here is killing you, but it's for good reason, because tonight is the 5th largest crowd in PNC Park history. That's why it's so loud. How much do you enjoy playing in front of something like that?
Well, it's the best. Coming out here at 6:45 to get ready for the game, you already have 40,000 people here. It's unbelievable. Playing in front of a big fan, a supportive fan, that's what we love. We love that part of the game, and hats off to the fans here in Pittsburgh. They've done an unbelievable job. You guys are supporting us, and we're having a blast. I'm sure you guys are having a blast, so hopefully we can keep this going all the way through October.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Tim and Steve, it's all yours.
All right, Rod Barajas with the right attitude. Keep